All right, welcome back. We are about to hear an exciting panel. So if you're into social media, AI, this is the panel for you. So I would love to welcome Gibran Nassif, Carla Pesono, and Cait Minshew for our next workshop called Trends in Social Media and AI Integration. Yeah. See you. Oh, God. Hi, guys. Happy New Orleans Entrepreneur Week.
Thank you, really out. Thank you so much.
Cool. Well, thank you all for joining us. Let's go ahead and do some introductions from hey.
Oh, I guess that's the first. My name is Cait Minshew. I'm 30 years old. Born and raised in New Orleans. I went to high school at Versailles, just a couple blocks away. And then I went over to UNO, University of New Orleans, to get my bachelor's in business, so then focus on marketing. And I have a food blog called Cait on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok. And I also am the co-founder of Feed New Orleans Girls Club, which is a local networking organization for women in the city.
Hi guys, I'm Carla Pesono. I own Carla Media. I'm a full-time social media content creator, mainly in the food space, like Caitlin. I was a former news anchor. I was a news anchor for 10 years in 3 different markets. I'm from Buffalo, New York, so I moved down south and I fell in love with New Orleans. I was at Baton Rouge at WVLA, and then I was the main morning anchor at WGNO here in New Orleans. And now I just cover the food scene, and I'm also the president of the Buffalo Bills chapter, the Wills. Good things too, but Go Bills. Yeah.
Cool. Amazing. I'm Gibran Nassif, so I work for VIXA. I'm the senior social media manager. So VIXA is the Audio Visual Integrated Experience Association. So we represent the whole pro audio visual industry. I still did music. I worked in the music industry for a long time, did campaigns for Universal Music, Red Bull, Soe, helped Halsey, there are a lot of past music industry experience, which then developed into a lot of social media, digital marketing experience. So yeah, looking forward to it. Let's get right into it. These are some, we wanted to kind of show off a little bit with our stats, but
Stats are important.
yeah, so here are all their stats. If you guys wanted to kind of clarify to the stats and what it means.
Yeah, I mean, we're just showing the last 90 days, just showing Instagram because that's kind of the main platform. And honestly, I think it's the most important platform that we have besides YouTube. And it's just showing like our views, the accounts reach, and the followers. And as you can see, it doesn't matter if a follower go, but we're going to talk more about that. But yeah, just like being able to reach a ton of accounts, as you can see, we all do, with our content is super important in the marketing.
Absolutely. So let's get right into it. Here's our agenda today. We'll run through and then we'll go by each action item we'll discuss, and then throw our opinions in. But we'll first can talk about envisioning the future, so like the social media landscape 2025 and beyond, because social media is changing by the day. And then the next part will be just AI, harnessing it, and AI is not taking over, so how we'll utilize AI, how to utilize it as business owners, entrepreneurs, etc. And then the last point will be innovative strategy. So how do you strategize your social media for your business or for small business or entrepreneur, etc. So this is kind of introducing some things we've dealt with over 2024 and this year as well. As you see, we have the Boudin right there on the right, and then the uncertainty of TikTok, which is facing a second possible so shut down next week, but someone buys it.
Okay.
Carl, if you want to hit it off, because we were talking about this earlier.
Yeah, so obviously video is king. I mean, show of hands, does everyone make social media reels out there? Yes, it is so important. If you are growing a brand, you need to be on social media and you need to be talking about you and speaking to your audience in your niche, and do not steer away. The algorithm now is so hyper focused using the correct hashtags. And honestly, hashtags have changed even over the last couple of months and how you use them, because before you could put a bunch of hashtags and it would help reach the people you want. And now it's like super niche. Like if I'm in a video talking about crawfish, I have to put hashtag crawfish and not put like hashtag food. Like it's too broad. So just like making sure that you're always doing video content, and as we've noticed, a lot of people are steering, a lot of big brands are steering away from being that professional video. I was the creative director and content creator for the global fitness brand HotWorks for 3 years, and driving all the ads and everything. And in the beginning, it was like, okay, let's make it look like you're this badass workout and like really intense and stuff. And it's like, that's not relatable. Like we need to show raw footage, women, that was our target demographic, in the sauna, doing the workouts, like real women, not these ripped women, because that's not the average woman. And so you could see now all the brands, when you're in social media, beauty campaigns, everything, it's just real people because it's relatable. So when you're growing your audience, who are you talking to? Who is that person? How old are they? What's their man or woman? What do they do when they wake up? Where do they go? Are they drinkers, or do they drink coffee? Do they drink tea? Like really hone in and talk to that person every single day through your content.
Adding on to that, that's a good point, because you guys are you had your own businesses, and then I also worked for a corporation where I first joined, all the numbers were down. I was like, what's going on? So I totally shifted the content strategy, made it really fun, kept on brand, but kind of took a risk and did a lot of the video content that was missing, pop culture influences. A lot of people are posting White Lotus memes right now, so go ahead and we saw, I think, going back to my measures, tracking my head, a 4,000 increase in impressions of occasions within a year by changing and shooting that strategy, going completely off brand, and just being more creative with video. And you're seeing big companies doing that all the time, hiring micro influencers from Google to startup companies. You're really getting into that storytelling element, and just having fun with the content as well.
Yeah, kind of what you're saying with like the trends. I think it's important to follow trends, maybe not follow it too much, but also like kind of keep up with what's popular, because that's gonna drive your reach just as much as posting, food content for New Orleans would. Staying with the trends I think is important.
Yeah, definitely. You already said this, Carla mentioned the video is still king, and we'll talk more about resources and tools you can use to make your video workflows easier. That way, a lot of people are like, I don't have time to shoot content, but we'll give you some tips in a second.
Backwards don't matter. Consistency does. Just post.
Yeah, no, it's like, just reward, just put it out there. So many people get in their head about, it doesn't look good, or it don't sound good, or I don't like this, or just post. Get it out there, and you're gonna evolve as you go on. I look back at videos just from a year ago, and it's cringe. I'm like, I don't like the way I did that. Like, you're gonna just keep getting better. So just post. Stay on your brand though, and stay in your niche, and you'll do great. If there was a perfect blueprint for how to grow your business on social media, we would all be perfect, right? But that it doesn't exist. You have to figure out your way. Every brand is different. Every business is different. But you just have to post. Start somewhere, right?
Yeah, I agree. It's definitely staying consistent too. And I always say like quality over quantity, but I feel like if you have good quality content, it really doesn't matter how much you post. But definitely staying consistent, because you want to keep that audience like wanting more and wanting more.
For your brand, how often do you post?
I try to do at least 3 days a week, but I'm trying to do a little bit more. But it's all about testing. Instagram is weird. I love Instagram. I do. With TikTok loves that you post 3 times a day.
Yeah, they want you
but they want you to post, and like it's just like kind of like testing the market, I guess you could say. But for Instagram, I feel like 3-4 days a week for me, it just works. So I figured out what works, and I'm just kind of sticking with it.
That's a great point. I think it's always an ongoing experiment on social media. These things are changing. So how will you adapt to the changes, and how could you go through those obstacles like Instagram's here? The unique thing about TikTok, what I like about it, is that there's someone new that sees your posts every time you post something. It's not a follower-based algorithm. Instagram's trying to follow that lead. Hopefully they will a little bit more because they have their a feature now where you can post a reel and it's a trial period, so it pushes that reel to totally different audience, not your followers. So again, keeping up to date those changes these apps do that we don't know about, but we'll find out. This is a new feature, so that's another thing as well to keep in mind.
Yeah, like it's crazy when you post reels now. Like before, it would really push it to your followers. Now it's not. Like, and that's why we're going to start talking about like follower count versus your reach and all that. You could post something and you're going to reach a whole new audience, which is so great. That's what you want. It's not about the follower count. It's just about like getting to the right audience, and then you're opening yourself up to new people.
Going to the next slide, let's talk about future predictions. So what do you think?
I don't know. I don't stay on top of the tech and all that, but obviously AI is huge. It is such a big tool to really hone in on like how to build your brand of business through social media. So talk to your Chat GPT. Who uses Chat GPT out here? Yeah, their business. It's insane, right? Right. It learns everything about you. You got to name yours. Mine's named Theo. And you just talk to it and it'll tell you everything you need to know. Like, I don't know what to do this month for my content strategy, and it'll literally lay it out, and that you could just take it from there and write it all down and build your strategy. It's great. So AI is huge. You would utilize it too.
Yeah, I love ChatGPT. Sometimes when when you create a lot, you kind of get not like a writer's blog. I guess you can get like a creative blog. It's like, what do I got to do this week? Or like trying to think of all of these ideas. And so I use ChatGPT for it as well. And I kind of like tweak it to what I would do or all that. But yeah, I think it's great.
It's like a pet. You can train it.
Or yeah, you just train it to know what you like.
Yeah, it's incredible. I mean, I use it I use it like 3 or 4 times a day for work. And for like business owner, if you don't have time, it really cuts your workflow in half. And you can maybe 10 captions for this, but keep the language a little bit more natural. All the time, I like tell off my ChatGPT, I'm like, something so goodbye that will send me a newer cropped. So and it actually remembers what you're telling Dev over time. So next perfect segue into harnessing AI. What we're talking about, generative AI, which is the first point we wanted to mention. Where there's ChatGPT, but of course, like now you have every platform you're getting onto when it comes to the internet has built-in AI features. You have like Google. If you uses Canva, it's like part of everyone's life now. Yeah, Canva is great. They all have different types of generative AI tools.
CapCut.
I think they just added that very recently.
Yeah.
They kind of like where they can. It'll build your video before you just upload your videos, and it just does it for you.
Seems a lot of time. It's crazy. And then the thing you can do to your AI, or your ChatGPT specifically, is you can give it like basically a rundown of who you are as a business owner, what type of business this is, and he can actually, like I said, train it to then, when you do ask it to help you with tasks, like workflow tasks, it'll then give you the exact type of response you're needing instead of like telling her off all the time like I was doing in the past. So that's another cool thing to do. Leading into the next things, AI for content creation. I'm going to think about that.
Okay, I'm very particular on like how I create my videos. I don't think I'd ever like create like kind of like I said with the prompts, like it creates the video for. I don't think I'd ever do that because I'm very picky and particular. But when it comes to like captions, because that's another thing, it's like a writer's blog. I'm like, I don't even know what's saying because I do it all the time. I do like it now. It helps with your captions and even hashtags as well, because they probably are seeing what works before you do. And if I think that's great.
Yeah, like videos and stuff. Like Caitlin said, the human touch is always gonna win. You have to have it's your art. So at the end of the day, like AI is a tool, but it's not going to do it all for you. You want to feel authentic to yourself, to your brand. So you really, I never use AI to create my video. I don't even edit on an app. I edit on my desktop on Final Cut Pro. But that's because of my TV background and like I need it to look a certain way. And you'll see that if you guys follow me on Instagram. Like my videos are very edited. So it's like I can't do that through an app or an AI. So use it as a tool though. And like if you have problems with creating content, obviously it's a tool. And then you just learn or you hire someone to make your social media content.
That's a great point because I'm on the other end of the other end of the spectrum, I guess you can say, because I work for a company and we have so much content generated from our video team. So for example, if you guys send me a 12-minute video, I can use this app called Opus Clip where it breaks down that 10-minute video into 25 different reels with captions. You can even add AI video clicks that go along with what the person's saying to write that down. Opus Clip. If you're a business owner, do you have like a long podcast, you want to break down short clips, that's a great app. So there's that side I use. But of course, you guys are filming the video. You've mastered those editing skills. But maybe, like you said, there's apps now that can help you with those editing stuff. Another creepy thing you mentioned that app captions is that now they have don't worry, but they have like a video influencer person talking. And it's very realistic. I was like, you know what? I don't know. It's a little weird.
It's really good.
But is that exactly? Because sometimes your eye will like drift away. You know, the roasted spaghetti thing that was an album a couple of years ago. But but again, Opus Clip, Level Labs is another great app I use where it takes ties to audio, but there's a lot of like a full element you can add. But you can add, on TikTok or someone speaking with the old Apple headphones, if you get a muffle, you can add those type of elements to make it sound more natural if you're using text to voice. So 11 Labs is great. So Opus Clip, 11 Labs captions are some great apps to kind of comp your workflow and have.
And that's what makes it so great for people that not like us, that know how to create content and like be real quick with it. I mean, so many people come up to me, they're like, oh my God, that video would have taken me like 2 days to make, and it would take me an hour or whatever. So we understand that it's a lot and that, like, it is a full-time job. I do it full-time, and it's a lot, but that's why you get a team and you have AI to help you. But you got to do it. You've got to be on the gram. It's so important to post consistently.
Yeah, I agree. That's my main tip, I think, in general, is just be very consistent and do what you like and stick with your brand too. Definitely. It's going to take a while if anybody in here wants to start a company in general or want to be on Instagram or social media and start a content creation page, whatever it is, just like find a brand and just stick with it. And then it'll take far. Yeah, really look.
I was going to add one more thing. This could be a whole other speaking of it, but to really get on LinkedIn. LinkedIn now has a vertical video feed. It is fantastic. Not many people know, but Microsoft always LinkedIn, so they're always pouring tons of money into LinkedIn, but do not sleep on LinkedIn. There's a lot of content creators migrating onto there. It is not just a job searching app that Gag was on in 2005. It's totally changed. We cannot forget about LinkedIn.
And another thing is collaborate. It is so important to collaborate with people that are speaking to your audience and has a huge audience. So if you collaborate with them and they're talking about your brand or your business, that it's a bigger reach now. So collaboration is key on social media. That's how I grew really fast over the last couple of years. Was collaborating with people at different businesses that have larger audience than me. And then people see you, and then we're all helping each other.
You naturally said one of the key strategies for social media success is build relationships that last. So this could be collaborations. The more collaborations, the better. And that's what influencers like them, if you're a company, or collaborating with there's those faceless influencer pages now. They're like type communities that share different each focused topics, whatever that industry is. Create content that resonates emotionally is that next kind of
so important. That's something that I have struggled with because of my TV background. Like I tried to be so professional, but like still mean in my content when I'm talking about something. But let me tell you, whenever I'm doing a video that is off-brand, that is like no makeup, pajamas, I'm doing something silly, those are the ones that go viral.
Yes, because you are relatable to that.
Yeah, I just keep you, and it's funny.
It's funny. That's what people like.
So I'm with you. Remember that.
You do.
Yep. It's a paid offering.
And then the next thing is just to use innovation to meet audiences where they are on platforms that make them feel seen and valued. So you could kind of do that on any platform, though. I mean, there's LinkedIn is, if people say it's professional, but it's become a lot more open, and people are just posting stuff, jobbing and talking about some tips about, entrepreneurship or something like that. So that's another thing you mentioned earlier. Make it more fun, less corporate. I'm not saying you're completely go off brand or spread the auto-body-age, to really be fun with the content you're sharing. So, like, I think another cool thing is making people laugh. So we'll win the both versus just people salesy, right?
Yeah, good.
The Bailey sales. I make off. So
That car salesman thing, don't use it anymore. And then, like we said earlier, trends, pop culture stuff. Try to input that into your strategy, but don't overdo it. Some people
Just worse than extends.
yeah. Look, do it. Just go to McDonald's. They're hilarious. This is cool because we were talking about content blocks, and a lot of people don't have time to make content. They say it takes so much time. If you have a company or your business, I would dedicate one day out of the month, all day, you film content. Because if you film content for 6-7 hours, you take much break. But film content for 6 or 7 hours, and that could be 5-6 months of content. What do you guys think?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I help with a lot of local businesses like create content for their month, and that is the best thing you could do is, okay, figure out your plan, use ChatGPT, help with that, and then go and shoot all day, and then get it all in the bucket, and then you're set, and then you could schedule it all out through Meta. That's the best way of doing it.
the scheduling is, I've got all the scheduling up. It's not featured yet. No, it's not perfect. I is getting better. I mean, every week I feel like I see an update on Instagram or Facebook. I'm like, oh, I'll learn that. But at least I'm now like kind of seeing like what we're seeing. Like, it has to be a little bit easier,
Definitely. Yeah, you have, of course, like once you get to another level of the business, you have a Sprout Social, which I use. Hootsuite later is what was pretty apt, but once you build it up to there. Next thing is what we kind of talked about earlier is mastering the tools. What softwares do you guys use the most?
So I use CapCut to edit, and sometimes I'll edit in Instagram, but I like to use one app and then go directly in Instagram because it loses quality. And I think, I'm really big on my quality. I just like good, clean quality. So I love CapCut, and sometimes like if it's just a quick, easy video, I'll do it in Instagrams. But like there's the quality, there's nothing happens to it.
That's a good point, actually. A lot of people they'll film in the 4K on their iPhone video with like 60 frames per second, and then they upload it on Instagram. It looks like a iPhone 3 video. Wait, what happened? I spent $1,000 on this phone, but film in 1080p you can, and then edit in CapCut or inside those social media apps. What do you think?
Yeah, Canva for sure, CapCut. And I just use Final Cut Pro because I do more intricate editing on the computer. It's just easier for me. But yeah, those are my favorite things. But Canva, CapCut is a godsend.
And I know it's whenever TikTok, we had that like hiatus, but that one day when TikTok went down, TikTok owns CapCut, and I had no idea until I tried to get on CapCut, and I was like, that's where everything is stored. I had videos I was supposed to post. It was crazy. So I tried other apps and all that, but always back up your data. That's one thing. But I know Instagram is now going to come out with a CapCut type app. I think it's supposed to come out in March, but I'm assuming it'll be out soon. So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, definitely. And then the last point is to collaborate with these ladies, right? Collaborate with influencers, and that's specifically like micro influencers. You guys have branched off into other things, but you focus on hospitality, food, right? And other, yeah.
Yeah. It is so important. Who works with influencers with the brands? I don't know, obviously, what you guys all do, but and how important is it? Like,
You see such a difference, right? if you're not working with people that are good at talking to an audience and we're professionals like us, like you're really missing the wall and really growing your bed. Depending, of course, what that is. Obviously, we're in the food, restaurant, hospitality, event space. So that's like, it's easy content to make, and this, so to speak, because people are looking for that. It's fun to have a Jamie, but it could drastically impact your business. I mean, I don't mean, Caitlin, one video we post on a restaurant and they literally went out of food the next day. Like triple over sales. So that's so powerful. Like, look at that.
Yeah, and I think New Orleans, and I say this all the time, it's a little behind on social here, like especially like these old like mom and pop shops. I'd say don't care about any of that. They're gonna bring in with newspaper ads and put them at the table or the gym. Like it's just not gonna work anymore. Like they're starting to learn. I know you probably work with a lot of businesses like mom and pop shops. I know I have, and they're just like blown away at the business. So we're trying and kind of making our way in community, but they're also starting to wake up and realizing how core it is. Yeah, thoroughly. Yeah, right. And that's our like mission. That's like our goal. That's what we love to do it. That's why we keep doing it. And I need to see Carla, but I mean, I could just tell from what she does and I do from what I do. We love helping businesses in New Orleans and outside New Orleans, just all over.
Yeah, like that feeling when it's like, I never knew what to do. And you did a video that like, brought in a whole new customer base. That's so powerful. And that's off one video. Like, just think of what you could do if you keep these partnerships going. And all the new bars and restaurants that are coming into town are doing that. Like, there's a new bar that's opening up right next to St. Rock called Lota. Go check it out. Meet Caitlin on what they're last week. We shot a video. They haven't been posted yet. But the owner is strategizing. Like, I'm bringing in all these influencers. They're all going to do a video, and I'm going to strategically have them drop it at a certain time just to blow it up in the market because he's brand new. He's from Charleston. He doesn't know the market, but he knows the tools of influencers and what to do for his business.
Yeah, absolutely. That would end that with just collaborate with micro-influencers, right? I think the era of like those really famous TikTok influencers that were spending only random stuff from like dental floss to like, I don't know, some restaurant.
Those groups are just the big major brands, and they're making money through the actual platforms. So they're good in that sense, but they're not actually drawing in the local businesses. So yeah, work with people in your community.
And that's what's cool to see, because when you guys did the Super Bowl stuff, those were big brands. But yeah, I feel like you guys are kind of famous though. Made someone not blocked by the street, like, yeah, I recognize you with the right?
Here in school.
Local famous.
Yeah, Super Bowl though, that was a whole different angle. It was wild.
Yeah. Got to work with, I worked with Papa John's and Shaq and Square, Visa.
But Square was great. I worked with Pepsi. Pepsi was that was a big collaboration because they were hard at Super Bowl. Yeah, main face of the Super Bowl. Gibran.
Excellent. Thank you guys for joining. Mr. Buddy, question, but we'll be here a little bit. Yeah, any questions, we'll be around for.
And follow us on social media. Yes, go follow us. Thank you. If you have business and you want help, just let us know. Yeah, just let us know. Thank you.
What?